second. I'm going to send off a tweet here. 1 second.
No worries. Take your time.
All right, just send it out, Jay, on Twitter. All right, folks, hello and welcome. It is my absolute pleasure to have the winner of the CBDC Hackathon here with me today. This is my friend Jay, and he is the CEO and founder of SpendTheBits. Very excited to have you on tonight, and I just wanted to let you know that we're very excited for you to win the hackathon event, and we're very excited to have you explain what you've been working on at SpendTheBits. Welcome to the show, Jay.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you for having me.
All right, so to get started, let's just explain kind of what happened. There was three potential winners, three potential categories for the CBDC Hackathon. So why don't you explain that for us?
Yeah, so when the this hackathon started, it has two categories, two phases into it. Each phase has three categories into it. First was the interoperability. Second was the retail facing application, and the third was the financial inclusion. So for the work that we are doing inside the SpendTheBits hood is it's mostly regarding to the interoperability. So it was a perfect kind of a fit for us. So on the first phase we built the solution on the XRPL mainnet. You can just make some changes regarding to the CBDC. And then it was now that we won the first round under the interoperability. And for the second round, the challenge was it has to be built on the private version of the XRPL. And then for that we also showcase our merchant portal along with the CBDC management portal, which has some rich functionality inbuilt into it. Our CBDC portal, which we built, was by default a multi-sig enabled portal, which will give central bank the authority to mint new issues currencies and then do the multi-signing on top of it. Once that approved, the money, the new minted money will go into your standby wallet, from where it can be circulated into the circulating economy. However central banks wants to deal with it. Now, another aspect out of it was, to how to track those CBDCs, the money movement in between the reporting of the CBDCs. And then once you're done with all your pilot projects, if you want to burn the CBDC, that is also possible in using our CBDC portal. So all that solution, including our merchant portal, which will allow small business across the globe, I would say, to accept digital interoperable payments. So all this was presented in our final phase, which we won under the interoperability category.
I see. So let me get this straight. So was your solution, your proof of concept, was it built on top of your app, or was this something kind of separate?
So our app is kind of a bridge which is deployed on the XRP. Okay. So so app can facilitate your payments. So our native app, the app which is live today in Canada, it has a bridge into it, for your Bitcoin payments, right? So similarly, that was the extension version of the app which we created for interoperable payments, where it doesn't have the barrier. If you want to accept fiat currency, CBDC currency, or digital currency, you will be able to do it by yourself. Our user will be able to do however they like, and then merchant has the option to either accept a digital asset. If they don't want to touch that digital asset, that's fine too. They can accept the fiat part of it or the CBDC component of it. And this all happened in real time. On my end, I was spending Bitcoin. On the other end, the merchant was receiving CAD or USD, currency. So it's kind of a currency agnostic platform app.
I see. That's fantastic. Okay. Now, I was watching your presentation on what you guys were working on, and it seemed like you could tag the location of where the transaction took place. It's obviously going to record the time as well. And then you said there's a couple other things that you're able to do with the CBDC as well. What were all the main features that they wanted included with that CBDC trial?
So the trial was so when we have the call with the judges, it wasn't we get only 10 to 15 minutes with the judges to ask, what is the best thing you are looking into, in your final set of criteria. And one of the thing was, these things they are building the hackathon, all the stuff was for the central bank itself. So we have to think from central bank of point of view how the solution will look like under their hood. So this is where we incorporate the functionalities like minting. Minting is the step number one is your minting. Without minting your CBDC, you don't have any CBDC. So step number two was to make that minting process in a multi sig format, so that only not there is no single authority on top of it. All the members should all the legalized members should involve into the process of minting. So once the minting happen, you can issue that currency into the economy using the there's a pay now button inside the portal where you can airdrop the CBDCs to the customer. So that's again SpendTheBits app. So once you airdrop that CBDC, then user will be able to either send P2P payments, or they can send P2B payment, which is our merchant portal, which can accept your interoperable CBDC payments. So it's kind of a all-in-one encompass solution. So, and along with that, so your tracking of CBDCs, because these are government monitor, solutions. So government needs to have the compliance. And then one thing that I didn't speak of it enables KYC user to, participate, because obviously government is not going to give anyone authority to do, large sum of payment, maybe $50,000 of payment without doing any KYC, because it doesn't. You can say all things you want regarding the digital asset, but it doesn't speak the ground level reality, which right now we are facing, with regards to the money movement, how money moves. It's very, very strict how you operate move the money. And then the third was, once
So was
you are
this a
done with
retail solution? Would you say this is a retail solution because they wanted to limit your ability to send more than $50,000?
Not 50,000, it was $1,000. It was a pilot kind of a thing. Although you can increase your limit to 1 million, 10 million, so you can go as much as higher you want to go. The idea was, let's say I issue you, Jack, I'm a central bank, I'm issue you $1,000. So the requirement was, as long as you are, maintaining, you're not going up more than $250 of a transaction, you are not required to do any KYC. You can use it for your, your grocery, your coffee, for a number of things. But the moment you go some threshold limit, you are invoked to do the KYC. These are standard practices that all the banks, the government authorities use, right? So this is where the KYC come into the picture. Now once you move the money, now if you're done with the pilot, now the thing is you can burn those IOUs, or you can say minted money, actual money, as well. So these are all the features that we incorporated into the CBDC portal with the real-time transaction monitoring system.
So would you say that the goal of this hackathon, the CBDC hackathon that Ripple was putting on, was to display the utilization of the XRP ledger, all of the benefits, and how seamlessly it could work and how interoperable it could be, building out your CBDC on the XRP ledger? Was that the main goal that Ripple was trying to accomplish with this hackathon?
Yeah, I think the main goal was not only that you can accomplish this, but also showcase how easy the money movement works, how easy it is to build an interoperable solution on top of it, on top of the XRP. So that because these technologies are new for the banks, right? So they want to get comfortable, but how do they get comfortable if they don't get a hold of those things, right? On the access to the blockchain. So I think this is where it's really XRP really shines, because it's meant for the payments and it's doing exactly what it is meant for. It's built for.
Yeah, so I wanted to speak more on CBDCs too and get your thoughts. How close do you think we're obviously seeing the pilots are rolling out? Ripple is part of the digital dollar project, the digital euro, the digital pound. They already got a few CBDCs already built on the XRP ledger, actually running right now in Palau and a couple other regions too. Um, how far along do you think we are to getting the CBDCs rolled out?
I think it's gonna take some time, to have this thing fully rolled out. I think the way they will roll out would be a pilot projects like China did. A small amount of money, issue to the people, and then they are doing transaction on top of it, and then they can do all the due diligence and the reporting on top of it. There are some aspect I don't think that has been built yet, because if I have your wallet address, if I'm sending you a transaction, if I copy that hash of the transaction and put it in the explorer, that explorer will tell me wallet A has this much of amount and wallet B has this much of amount. And this is where the central bank has to be very, very clever about it, not to give permission to the validator to oversee those transactions, because you want to maintain the user privacy. Maybe under the hood of central bank, maybe the banks will play the part of having the node running the node, so that each node can only see their customer data. If you're banking with with the ABC bank, and that bank is a part of that network of a node, only that bank is allowed to see the customer data. I think those things are yet to be built. That's what I feel from when we built the solution on the private XRPL. But
in regards to that private ledger, in regards to the private ledger with the XRP and Ripple allowing that for their customers and central banks, do you think that that's going to be a key part of getting central banks to use the XRP ledger for building out their central banks digital currency?
I think so the private version will help them to build out the new payment infrastructure, the digital payment infrastructure. This is where bank will not get comfortable to building out on a permission net, on a public network where everybody can see everything, because there goes your privacy. You don't have any privacy left then, right? But on a private ledger, you have much more control over. It depends upon how you use that private.
Are you suggesting that this is going to you could actually have respect for privacy of the retail, the average citizen, and you could have the privacy of the central bank?
Yeah, I think you can build it according to that, so that your customer data. See, customer data should be number one priority for any central bank, right? Because if you lose that, you lose your integrity. You are also on the edge of losing the customer funds as well, because nobody knows what will happen after that, right? So they have to build a solution that way, from an enterprise point of view, that they are maintaining the user privacy. They are also maintaining their security controls, inside the hood. Whatever they do today, they will be. So the banks, how they operate today, they would like to operate how they are operating today, not changing anything which they don't even understand. So this is how, I think the private ledger can play a crucial role in that, because it gives a lot of, privacy expect value. And then another thing that I notice is, the ledger on the public network, it closes every 3 to 5 seconds. Same goes for the, XRP side chain. But we notice a lot of performance can be increased on the side chain. On the public version, XRP can do 1,500 transaction on a second basis. But I think on the private ledger, if you can tweak the performance to go really, really high, output of transaction per second.
Yeah, that's something that we've always liked about XRP, and seeing what Ripple is doing now, facilitating building out the CBDCs. I know that Ripple a couple years ago said that they basically built a product that you could build out a CBDC in one day on the XRP ledger with their help. And then, yeah, to your point, you can do 1,500 transactions per second on the public open blockchain, but then on the private layer or on a side chain, they tout 50,000 transactions plus, even hundreds of thousands of transactions plus, which is pretty incredible. Now, I wanted to just ask you kind of directly. Obviously, you're building your project on top of the XRP ledger. You guys believe in it, but in regards to building out the CBDC projects, who is as far along as Ripple, or is anybody else further along than Ripple? To me, when I look at this, it appears that Ripple is at the forefront. I see that Stellar is working with some central banks, Algorand, couple other cryptocurrencies as well. But when you're just speaking broadly, I just wanted to ask you directly, who else is kind of at the table having that conversation from your point of view?
I think there are other contenders are well there in the market, such as Quant. I think they have a huge reach. to building out these kind of infrastructure. And another thing is, if a central bank, isn't picking the XRPL's, private version, then they will have to create their own version of the private version of the blockchain. But the problem will come when they need to interoperable. Interoperability can work inside the chain, can also work outside the chain. This is where, I think the XRPL solution can really shine with the help of ILP. So interoperable payments that we win inside the XRPL ecosystem, the transaction that I showcased in the demo. But what we are looking for to go one step further, where we can have the transaction going outside of XRPL ecosystem in an interoperable way. This is where, SpendTheBits, especially trying to utilize the ILP solution, the Interledger solution.
Now, you're talking about the Interledger protocol.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you explain that for folks that kind of don't understand what you're talking about, the difference between taking the transaction outside of the XRP ledger? What would you be doing that for?
Yeah, so if you look at the today network, two networks didn't talk to each other, right? So this is where, let's say I am on SpendTheBits is on the XRPL, right? If I have to, send a payment, let's say XRP today from SpendTheBits, you can send it to some wallet, XRP, you can send it to, SpendTheBits. But that's just XRPL to XRPL, payments, right? It doesn't go outside of XRPL. This is where, we are trying to leverage ILP solution that will help us get, maybe, from SpendTheBits wallet, you want to pay to PayPal wallet, Venego wallet, Cash wallet. So this is where we are eyeing on ILP solution to take that transaction and then route it to outside of the XRPL ecosystem.
And that's
where you can settle on any network, basically.
And that's where the folks talk about being ready, being able to handle all the money is through that Interledger protocol, right? Is you're going to be able to move it anywhere you need to. Now, okay, now I want to get into specifically SpendTheBits, what you guys are working on. Just basically explain for folks what you guys are doing over there at SpendTheBits for us.
Yeah, so when I started back in 2019, I started with the vision with making Bitcoin, making Bitcoin as a everyday currency for a common user. So, started looking into the Lightning, didn't really like it because it can't scale for the large value payments. Then also looked into the XRPL. I liked the XRPL, way better because it has a superior technology to offer. Right, this is where it really shines. So we started with the Bitcoin to Bitcoin payments only. We went live. Then after that, we started working on the merchant portal. Merchant portal is, where you will have a QR code, on for your shop, your grocery store, or there are n number of merchant can be onboarded after doing the KYB. Then you will be able to accept interoperable payment. Doesn't matter if it is XRP or Bitcoin, because we are trying to be a currency agnostic platform, right? So we built that. It's live now. We have some customer using the merchant portal as of now. And then afterward, we started doing the interoperability between the XRPL. We started using the payment channels, the XRPL. This is where we are still in progress. Our testnet is ready. We are building the production version of the application to go live. Where user will be able to send currency agnostic payments to the user or the merchants, right?
Okay.
So these are the main fundamental two solutions that we built along with the CBDC portal. There's one more portal that we built as a liquidity management, where you can, you can manage your liquidity. You can check your position. You can issue new position. If your position is going low, your position is going low to the threshold of, some balance, it will trigger some alerts for you. So everything to do with the, to make the product more better so that it can serve more, wider audience.
Right. And how many countries are you guys active in right now?
Right now, we are only active in Canada, but we are verged to go live in El Salvador. We get the paperwork done. We are in progress of getting getting live in El Salvador.
Do you have any further ambitions to go into other countries as well, or just is it the regulatory burden getting into these and becoming compliant?
Yeah. So my dream is to go global with it. Not just Canada, it should be global, because Bitcoin, whole point of Bitcoin XRPL is global. These are borderless, ecosystem. They doesn't care if it is Canada. But right now we are, stuck just because of regulation, and there's uncertainty as well. Some of the country says, if you spend the Bitcoin, there is a capital gain tax you need to give. Nobody wants to give the, capital gain tax on the currency, right? Doesn't matter if you make something or not, right? It could be that you are losing money somehow, because Bitcoin is volatile right now. It's going to take some time to get it, stable in value, for this ecosystem. So yes, so regulation, play a really crucial role in, having us, only limited to Canada. Wanted to go live in all the country, because the solution is ready. It's a matter of time. You play, just click on the go live button for any country we want to, because we have an inbuilt KYC solution for the good actors. They want to use legitimate way. You can use it. So, but and another thing is, because of this money movement is involved, because they categorize, any value movement is a money movement, right? So we need to be obliged and registered in that country where the money is flowing through or going to, right? So let's say we go live in El Salvador. So now there is a funny part. Although SpendTheBits has been created just to solve the domestic payments, like similarly Ripple is solving cross-border payments. We built this solution P2P just for a domestic rails, because there is a lot of friction in the domestic rails as well. And especially with the merchants as well. Merchants has to pay unfair monetization fee on $100 transaction. Hence the whole idea of merchant. So now let's say we go live in El Salvador. The compliment we get from this borderless technology is you will be able to do a cross currency and cross country payment from El Salvador to Canada, because we are live.
Now, right now in Canada, are you guys working mostly with the retail, basically just the average person that's trying to send some cryptocurrency and send some payments? Or are you guys actually working in targeting businesses as well for being able to accept crypto for payments as well?
Yeah, so both. So we are working with both, and then we are. So when I was launching this solution, I was thinking I will maybe get more response from retail, not from merchant, but it happened the opposite. Actually, we get the response from retail and the merchant equally, and that's just really set us on the backlog, because we wasn't expecting that much of queue the backlog. But now I have 10 merchants at least waiting for this solution in Edmonton, just to get their paperwork in order and just onboard them, having to start accepting the digital asset payment. Now, one thing we want to also add is the fiat, because not everyone is comfortable taking the digital asset. Some people also want to, accept payments in fiat currency. So this is where again XRPL shine, because it doesn't care which value you are sending. You can send interoperable payments. You on your end you may be spending Canadian, right? On other end, merchant may be accepting Bitcoin, or the other way around. You will be spending Bitcoin. The merchant will be able to accept Canadian or the fiat currency. Of their native country.
Right. And correct me if I'm wrong, didn't John Deaton use your utility, your use case in the lawsuit, right? You are the SpendTheBits that John Deaton used in that lawsuit, right?
Yeah. So I think Ari helped him out, regarding us, because I'm not that big of a player, in the market. But we are building on this, from 3 years now, and John approached me, I think last year, last year, maybe last year, and then was talking. I said, yeah, I'm building on the XRPL. He said, can you show me if you're building? I said, yeah, I can show you, because at that time it was live in the production system. So I did a demo. That was MVP 1, but now we have come a long way. We have MVP 2. We have other solution in place as well. So yeah, John, that's why John uses this, and then. I don't think even Ripple knows, about me personally, because, again, I'm just from the many developers who are also working on the XRPL, right? So, and he asked me, did Ripple know? I said, I don't think they know about me. So, yeah. So, it's been, I think, a year and a half now since I talked with John.
Yeah, that's awesome. Huge shout out to John Deaton for representing us in the case.
Yeah,
now,
he's a brilliant guy.
I couldn't bring that up without getting your thoughts on the lawsuit and how you think this story is going to end.
Yeah. So lawsuit, it impact us indirectly. Hence the reason, we decided to take part as a amicus cry in the lawsuit, because there is a two fundamental problem that I see. If Ripple, will lose this case, XRP will deem security. My whole business is in jeopardy because we are on the XRPL, utilizing XRP, the digital asset, because each transaction you facilitate, doesn't matter it's Bitcoin, XRP, or Litecoin, or any number of CBDC, we are burning fraction of XRP as a utility, right? That's just inherent to XRPL. Each transaction you facilitate on the XRPL, you burn XRP. Our whole business model is dependent upon the XRPL, right? And then the second biggest drawback is we will never be able to go live in US. Right. So this is something which is, I think SEC should have been done their due diligence, because we was live at that time, and then after the lawsuit hits, and then I don't know if they did their due diligence on us or not, but over here in the local Alberta regulators, they reach out to me. They know about this SpendTheBits exist. That I think they reached out to me, I think in 2019 or 2020. So they know about us. So it doesn't, and then we are a legal entity body with FinTrack. They regulate us. Similarly, you have FINRA or FinCENT in US. We have FinTrack here regulating us, right? So they regulate us. So we are a registered money service business in Canada.
It's so frustrating as an American to see us holding back innovation and holding back. And it's funny, to this point, specifically to this case, your utility, I mean, it's great that John Deaton reached out and was able to use you, because you're not Ripple. The XRP that you're using gives you no share of Ripple stock. You have no part of that. And so your example is such a prime example of what makes XRP open source, permissionless, and decentralized. And now, have you guys thought about running a node or a validator, or maybe you guys already do?
I have a bigger plan than just running this. I like, the thing that I envisioned, initially, to have a Bitcoin which actually works the way it was intended to. We I can say I have solved that 85% of the problem, but the 15% is still spending. That is a custody of that asset class. Right now we use third party BitGo, but that's a additional risk because of a counterparty. So this is where I'm really eyeing on putting my bets on Flare network. Once they go live, we will utilize their solution to make a decentralized, trustless transaction as soon as possible. And that's where whatever we need to do to expand the network, we'll do so.
Stand me if I'm wrong, but on your app, basically, your app is live. It's already working. People are using it right now, right? But basically, like, if I was a business that wanted to start accepting crypto, how long would it take me to download my app and load up some crypto? And it is a non-custodial wallet, right?
Yeah. It is. So we hand over the secret key, but that secret key is good for your XRP, because XRP lives natively, and then that key is also good for your IOUs, Bitcoin IOUs, to move around. But that doesn't bind the IOUs with your secret keys. So this is where, that's why I'm telling you, we are looking at Flare to have those trustless IOU transactions, where you can, if you say you own this asset, if the Satoshi made Bitcoin and the secret key to bind it together, that's the solution I'm looking for. That is where his dream will come alive. The actual decentralization of binding your asset with your secret keys, so that we go out of the picture. That's what I'm eyeing.
Yeah. And so how long do you think would it take for just a regular person who understands how to operate a phone to download your app and get ready and start accepting crypto payments?
Yeah, so we have two solutions. If you are a person want to accept, you download our retail app. If you are a business, entity, and you want to have the, you want to accept the digital payment, then you sign up on the merchant portal. On the app, it's very easy. You won't even see all the technical things. You will see deposit. You will click on deposit. You click on Bitcoin. It will give you a Bitcoin mainnet address that is derived from BitGo wallet, right? BitGo custodial, because your actual wallet, Bitcoin goes there. So it's very, very easy to onboard and very, very easy to, use. Within, I think for sign up processes, maybe less, it will took you less than 5 minutes with KYC. And then, depending upon, network activity of your Bitcoin, you will get the, issuance of that Bitcoin according to the, network congestion. If the network is usually, we hand over the, we hand over the, I use the system handover because the whole process is automated. After the first confirmation or the second confirmation on the blockchain, we know, the system knows, okay, there's an incoming asset type BTC, I should fund this wallet, fund this particular wallet. And then there are other mechanisms that I haven't talked about is, you have full-fledged authority of your wallet. Either you can activate your wallet having your XRP. With your XRP, you deposit an XRP, and then, your wallet can be activated. And the second thing is, doesn't matter if you have XRP or not, you can have n number of assets. You can have fiat, you can have Bitcoin, you can deposit that Bitcoin or fiat. Right now, it's true for Bitcoin because Bitcoin is live, but going forward, it will be true for all the asset class that we support. You deposit the Bitcoin, our system knows, hey, there is an incoming asset type, but the wallet is not activated. So it issue some 10 XRP from the treasury to that wallet in order to activate the wallet and deduct the fee in BTC.
Yeah. Now, are you guys doing any other cryptocurrencies right now?
So right now we support XRP, BTC, LTC, and then we are also integrating ELS. I don't know if you heard about. There's a project, Aesthetic Arts. I really like the project and the founders as well. So we are trying to support them. And then going forward, it would be ETH. And once we move to Flare, it would be anything that Flare supports.
Awesome. Now, I wanted to get your general thoughts here on Ripple, XRP, and the rest of the crypto space before we are out of here. So right now, kind of what's your opinion of Ripple? Obviously, you just won their CBDC Hackathon, but you said that you don't even know if Ripple really knows about you. But what are your thoughts on Ripple, not just on the lawsuit, but kind of on the success you think that they're going to end up having or not having?
I think folks at Ripple are really, really smart, maybe smarter than, me as well. Obviously me. Why I'm saying is because, they haven't stopped building, their product lines. They are now, I just read the article, now they are introducing, machine learning in their protocol. Look at the capabilities that unlocks, right? So I think they're going to be huge unicorn, company in the near future. There is no second thought about it. It's just the time it will take. So, and then other companies should learn from them how to actually operate in a transparent way, and then, and also in a smarter way to help the ecosystem grow, because when the tide comes, it all boats rise.
Now, I'm assuming that you are rooting for Ripple to win this lawsuit, but how do you think that the lawsuit will end?
I think most probably they will win it. If not, I'm in there. The moment, judge allows me, I'm going to go into the court and I'm going to present the SpendTheBits hell out of it. Whatever we build, I will showcase her and I ask that, where is the SEC due diligence? We are there, like, just like me, there are other people building on it. They are also, everything will get impacted with this Ripple case. The whole crypto ecosystem is in danger if you look at the higher picture. So I'm 100%, rooting for Ripple then, because, it impacts other businesses as well.
Now, like I said earlier, it's frustrating as an American. How much do you think that the United States regulators and our Congress, our politicians that aren't getting anything done, how much of an impact is this having across the globe? Because like you said, you got your business in Canada, but you're looking to expand out elsewhere. But it to me, it seems like the United States being so critical in the financial world, and obviously the US dollar having the reserve currency status, had the most to kind of lose by being disrupted by this technology. And it seems like that's why they're stalling out and putting up a fight. How much of an impact do you think that is having on companies like yourself and others worldwide?
I think the real pushback is coming from the financial banking sector, because, obviously if the crypto needs to succeed, they will go obsolete. There is no second thought about it, or they catch up to us, because this is the whole point of having the crypto is borderless, right? So this is where I think that's why, they're halting it back. And also they want to have their, fair share of pie. as well. So hence the regulation that will come in and the taxation that will come along with it.
Now, as far as your hopes and dreams is on this timeline and when we finally have, laws passed in the United States, how far out do you think we are? A lot of people look at, ISO 222 updating the new messaging standard being put out there. A lot of countries are doing their CBDC trials. By my estimates, it looks like by 2025, a lot of this will be kind of rolled out. Where are you at on the timeline for just overall crypto full clarity and adoption and the rollout of CBDCs?
Yeah, Jack, I never expect you will ask me this question, but I will tell you one thing. Not many people, maybe none of them know that I'm running I'm implementing the ISO 20022 with Payment Canada. So I'm the project lead over there. So I can only talk about specific things, regarding the ISO because I am the one who is implementing it. So these things are coming, and along with the digital dollar. Even Canada is I think in the pilot stage. Just look at Project Jasper, you will get more insight into it. So ISO is coming, in 2025, that's for sure.
Okay. So by 2025, you think a lot will kind of be rolled out and on the way?
Yeah. So the final rollout of MX is November 2025. It was scheduled. The first release was scheduled this month, but it got delayed because of some technical issues. That is halting. That's postponed to next March, but it's coming. It's coming. It's not something that if it get postponed, it will never come. It will 100% come. It's just because of this is a new technology because the banks are moving from MT to the MX. They introduce new things to the banking sector. So it's coming. And it's much more faster.
So let me get this straight. I'm excited to hear this. You are actually helping who roll out ISO 222 compliance? And
yeah, so I'm working with a local bank on a Payment Canada modernization project. Just check out my LinkedIn profile. You will. So I am the project lead on the ISO side.
Okay. Well, thank you for dropping that little secret with us on this show tonight, Jay. I appreciate that. Now, yeah. I wanted to ask you, obviously, folks, we're not here to give you financial advice or tell you what crypto to buy. But Jay, I just wanted to get your thoughts. Is there anybody else in the space that's piquing your interest, that's doing interesting things, that's sitting down at important tables that matter? What other cryptocurrencies get you excited or interest you?
I think there are other, projects are really interested. They are building and they're actually trying to solve some of the problems. The first one would be Quant, the high-level interoperability on an enterprise scale, and the Interledger Interledger is my dream, dream project to build on it. I'm waiting for Rafiki testnet to be available for the devs so I can start my working on it. So these are the two technologies because these two both are interoperability. One is closed loop interoperability. Second is open loop interoperability. Any network to any network.
Yeah, that's fascinating, and we're definitely going to be keeping a watch on you. I'm excited to see that you're working there in Canada on rolling out ISO 222. I love to see the utility that you're building on the XRP ledger. Lastly, I wanted to ask, where are you guys at with NFTs? Is it something that you're going to be implementing onto your platform at any point? Obviously, we just got the upgrade for XRP NFTs. So what are your plans with NFTs maybe on your platform?
Yeah, so I think the ELS project that I talk about, static arts, I think they are nothing but a NFT. It wasn't rolled out as an NFT because the NFT support wasn't there for our XRPL side. So we are already working with behind the scene with the static team to implement that NFT, from where we will be able to help them to increase the utility of that ELS, NFT or token, you say, whatever. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Jay, for joining us today. I really appreciate it. Everyone, I'm going to make sure your links are down below for your YouTube channel and for your Twitter and your website. And if anybody's in Canada and then looking to implement this, Jay, where can they find this just at your website or on the App Store? Where can they find this?
Yeah, so if you are trying to download the retail app, you can have it in your App Store or Play Store. And if you are a merchant or a business that's trying to accept payment, reach out to us on Twitter or reach out to us on the website. There is plenty of way you can reach out to us. We will respond back, within 24 hours.
Awesome. Well, we love to see it, Jay. We're huge fans of the XRP ledger and utility cases like yours that are going to work so well, driven by that technology of the XRP ledger being so seamless and fast and cheap and green. So we love to see that. And I just want to wish you continued success in your development and your projects. So thank you for joining us today, Jay.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you for having me.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Make sure you guys smash that thumbs up on the way out. Make sure you guys give Jay a follow at his YouTube and Twitter. And we will see you guys in the next one. Take care.